I was in Dubai October last year at GITEX. It's like the world's biggest technology conference, like 50,000 people there. And I was chairing a panel on Web3 gaming.
Yeah.
And there was one guy in there from Web2 gaming, and he just basically stood up and called everybody out. And he said, your games are all boring. Nobody wants to play a game and earn money. He's like, that's called a job.
Right.
It was a good point, right? And he's like, you talk about how I can move my assets between games because they're NFTs. He's like, yeah, that's all great if it's fun to play. Otherwise, it's all lip service. And everybody zipped their lips because they didn't have anything. Now, I mentioned this to Yat when he was here, and Yat's like, I could have been on that panel because I would have given him my opinion because I think he's wrong. But you're right.
What was his opinion?
Yat was, no, there are great games. It takes time to develop a great game.
He's right
and they're coming, and it will make a difference, and we can do it, and we will do it in Web3. But it just takes time. And the original Web3 games were probably riding the blockchain hype for funding, et cetera, and they still hadn't delivered the fund, and we got Axie, which was great, and it showed a purpose, and it was functional. But that's not what we could not play.
You're so right. Yet he's exactly right. We know it. That we see other companies that real companies doing or will be coming out with amazing games. It takes a while, and they've been in development. And he's absolutely right. It will be out, and I do believe it will be, no pun intended, a game changer.
Yeah. Let's talk about metaverses. Let's talk about Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Because I originally saw, I think, some NFTs you did for them that were pretty mind-blowing.
Yeah.
And I saw some trailers that you did for them that were all created in your studio that looked like they were shot with live action.
Clips from the show.
Yeah, that blew me away. But then you showed me later this metaverse, and I was like, wow, I had no idea you guys were working on that. Tell me about what you've done with The Walking Dead, and then at some point we're going to walk everybody through this metaverse.
Yep. The Walking Dead is a good example of the bigger picture play for us. We knew from day one that we were going to take this iconic global brand, this franchise has been on for 11 seasons, this zombie apocalypse, and build a Web3 game around it. And what does that really mean? Well, at first, we wanted to create walker access passes, these insane looking walkers that get you into the world. Then we wanted to start to sell pieces to what the game would be. We created a roadmap, a real roadmap. So we told the audience and fan base, here's where we're going. This is a Web3 game. You're going to need various things to be part of that game. An avatar, tools, weapons, a vehicle, land. So it's building pieces of the puzzle. And what we were excited about was that we knew that the fidelity, the same kind of high fidelity that we're doing on our 3D projects, were going to be what we were doing for the Walking Dead lands. That it was going to look and feel like a AAA console game. That it was going to play like something that you felt just in awe of visually and was fun to play, but that you needed these assets. So that's how the project kicked off. Tremendously successful. And now we're about to, next month in March, depending on when people are watching your posted, not the live stream here, we'll start to release the beta test. So I gave you a clip of a very early fly-through of what the Walking Dead lands is going to look like and feel like. And the idea again is fun to play. Go through this, kill walkers, collect food, survive the zombie apocalypse. But it's a Web3 experience. And and to do that right, you want it to hold up to the level of the quality that you're known to, or Orange Comet's known to build. So we've been selling the pieces to the puzzle. We've been growing the fan base. And I want to tell you something. This is important. I'm going to give you very unscientifically proven numbers right now. But what we found is that roughly 70 to 75% of the buyers, collectors in the Walking Dead project had never seen the show. 70 to 75%. But they're in Web3 and they saw the project and they thought it was super cool and mind-blowing, and they got involved. Now, the better stat than that, that's good for AMC because that gives them the opportunity to find new fan bases to tune in and watch the series, which is great. But the better stat for us is roughly 25% of the people who bought into the project to begin with never bought an NFT before, ever. We onboarded them. They were fans of the show. They saw what we were doing. They were blown away by the work. They knew where we were going with this, and we showed them, and they wanted to get engaged. And that is what I'm talking about for the future. 25% roughly of the fans never came into an NFT project before, but did because they were fans of the property and saw the work and said, holy shit, I want to get involved in this.
Right.
And that's what we're doing now on a macro level.
Okay, and if you can do that, that's how you onboard millions.
That's it.
Into this space, right? All right, we're gonna play this right now. This is Walking Dead Lands. So this is a peek at a version of what the metaverse looks like. So we'll play it now, and then I guess you can probably talk us through kind of what we're seeing.
There's no music in this.
We're playing this now, right? So we're playing, go ahead. What are we seeing
So
here?
you're seeing this lush environment, made up again of the Walking Dead background, of the topography. And we're giving examples of a vehicle that you're going to maneuver and drive through this space. And what are you going to do? Well, you're on a goal. You're trying to go get your tools. You're trying to go find some weapons. So as you're maneuvering through this beautiful environment, which we created in this case on Unreal Engine 5, which is great because it's not made for mobile with this kind of fidelity, but it is made for PC or your computer. We're giving you a hint of what you're going to be doing and how you're going to be maneuvering. There's even a figure. She's a blob of a digital asset, just to show the maneuverability of how you're going to walk or run through this space. What's coming out in March will be the full fidelity, the full version, where you're taking weapons and shooting walkers in the head, and the bullets going through one walker's head into another, and they're continuing to come after you. So again, it's giving the audience, the fan base, a sense of where the project's going, how it's going to look, how it's going to play, what's going to be the maneuverability around it, what's the game cycle around that. And that's important, because again, you're wanting to get them excited, you're wanting to get them invested, you're wanting to get them, enthusiastic, and that's what grows the base. So this piece is just simply that. But it's difficult to do. It's a difficult thing to pull off at the level that we're looking to pull off.
Yeah, I saw it and I was like, wow, this looks playable.
Right.
And I was actually quite intrigued. And I'm not a gamer, and I'm not a Walking Dead fan. And I was like, okay, wow, maybe I could shoot somebody here.
Exactly.
It looked pretty cool, and I still knew it was a version because, like you said, there was the blob there.
Right.
So, and I hadn't seen that in Web3 gaming. Not that I played a lot, but I've touched a few things in there, and none of them were anywhere near as engaging as this.
No, and next month, again, when we, to anyone who holds a Walker Access Pass, which is the original thing that got in, they're the ones who are going to get the beta test of the game itself. So they're going to be the first ones to explore it. They're going to give us great feedback. We're going to get, interesting responses, which will give us the ability to improve. And we're almost there. It looks unbelievable, even well beyond the clip that I've given you. But it's just not ready for prime time yet. Another few weeks. If we were doing this interview in March, for sure, but I'm going to get you a copy of it, and you're going to be able to give it to, even as a post follow-up. That's
super fast. And if you can create things like that for Walking Dead, I'm guessing you're already thinking about what the other metaverses look like.
Oh my gosh.
I mean,
look, I'm not allowed yet to make these announcements, but you should know that we will be making some announcements in a few weeks, probably from now, from when this is streaming, but it'll be on the platform, with some of the biggest franchise entertainment properties in the world. Like the biggest things you can ever think of. And they all have this Web3 game component to it. And that's the exciting part. It's so fun. I'm having so much fun.
So Jim Rickards has just recorded a video that's not available to anyone in the public, and he's going to be talking about how this upcoming recession is going to be fast, it's going to be bloody, it's going to be nasty. But at the same time, he's going to show you how you can position yourself to profit from all of this chaos. Now, we've made this video only available to our viewers. Go to londonreal.tv/Jim. Watch that immediately. I can't say enough good things about Jim Rickards. He understands the global economic system better than any guest I've ever had on London Real. His predictions are almost uncannily true, and you can learn how to profit from his vision, from his expertise, and his understanding of economics. So go to londonreal.tv/Jim or click the link below. It's an excellent, excellent look on what's going to happen in the future and how you can position yourself to profit from that. Jim is one of the best in the business, one of my favorite guests on London Real, and he's very, very good at predicting the future and showing us all to profit from it. So click the link, and I hope you enjoy. The greedy bankers are about to do it again. In 2008, they crashed our financial system and nearly bankrupted the entire global economy. Then they received trillions of dollars in government bailouts. And after, they demanded fat bonuses paid for by you, the taxpayer.
It turns out the banks haven't just been screwing the American taxpayers, they're also screwing over their investors. Turns out the banking industry is the worst place you could put your money, despite enormous taxpayer bailouts.
Now the bankers are back to take away your financial freedom. They lie and tell you that cryptocurrency isn't safe. They try to make it illegal for you to choose how to invest your hard-earned money. They lie and say cryptocurrency is used by money launderers and criminals. But look at the record. It's the banks themselves that launder hundreds of billions of dollars every year to the biggest criminal operations in the world.
Leaked documents have revealed how some UK banks have helped criminals, money launderers and Russians under sanctions.
American authorities discovered that the Sinaloa cartel moved $881 million through HSBC accounts as bank officials turned a blind eye to the illegality.
The bankers lie and say cryptocurrency is not a real investment. Meanwhile, the smartest CEOs in the world are buying billions and billions of it. The truth is that banks lie about cryptocurrency because it makes them scared. The banks take $9 trillion per year of your hard-earned money, and they are worried that they will finally be exposed. They're scared because crypto means they can no longer control your money, which means they can no longer control you. They are scared because you might actually understand your money and intelligently decide what to do with it. Now is the time for us to come together, fight back, and take control. It's time to educate ourselves, our families, and our communities. Because financial education means financial freedom. We know that cryptocurrencies will help us build the new decentralized financial system of the future. A banking system that is of the people, by the people, and for the people. A banking system where access to finance is a fundamental human right. A banking system that is free and fair and welcomes all humans on this earth. The DeFi revolution is happening. We, the people, can no longer be fooled. We choose to take control of our finances. We choose to take control of our freedom. We choose to take control of our future. Join us, and let's take back our financial freedom forever.